Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is Dr. Eskam. Hope that you are doing well. So today we'll continue with the second course of animal biology concerning the first stage of embryonic development, which is gametogenesis, and especially we will talk about spermatogenesis. Okay, but before, let's remind what is gametogenesis. So, as I said before, gametogenesis is the process of formation of haploid sex cells, which are called also gametes, from diploid germ cells. This process is different from male and female. So if we are in a male and we are talking about male gametes, which are called spermatozoa, the process is spermatogenesis. In contrast, if we are talking about female gametes, which are called oocytes, we call this process oogenesis. Okay, today we will start by spermatogenesis, and we will take as example spermatogenesis in mammal, especially in men. Okay, so we will talk about its definition, after that its location, its period, and finally its stages. So hope that you will understand me. So let's start by definition of spermatogenesis. So spermatogenesis is the process of formation of haploid spermatozoa, which are male sex cells, haploid, okay, from diploid germ cells called spermatogonia. Okay, so when we are talking about one cell, we say spermatogonia, and when there are many cells, we say spermatogonia, and they are diploid. Okay, so where does the spermatogenesis take place? So the spermatogenesis takes place in what we call a gonad, male gonad, and they are called testes. So if we are talking about one testis, we say testis, and when there are many, we say testes. Okay, so here this picture show you the anatomy of mammal testis in general. As you can see, it is composed from several structures, but the structure that interests us is this one, which is seminiferous tubules. Okay, why we are interested by this structure? Because this structure is the exact location of spermatogenesis. I mean, when we want to observe the spermatogenesis process, we must go to seminiferous tubules. Okay, so now that we know where, let's move to the third point, which is the period. So when does the spermatogenesis begin? The spermatogenesis begins at a special period important called puberty. Why this period? Because this period is characterized by a high level of several hormones. So this high level provoke the beginning of spermatogenesis. Okay, indeed, this phenomena is continuous. So the man can produce spermatozoa from puberty until the end of his life. So it is a continuous phenomena. I want you to keep this in your mind, because we will return to this information. Okay, so now that we know when and where, let's talk about how the spermatogenesis take place. So the spermatogenesis, excuse me, the spermatogenesis goes through 5 stages. Okay, so these are its stages. So let's start by activation of spermatogonia and then mitosis of spermatogonia B. After that, meiosis of spermatocyte 1. Number 4, meiosis of spermatocyte 2. And finally, morphological transformation of spermatids. Okay, so let's start by the first step, which is activation of spermatogonia. Okay, to transform it to spermatogonia B. So you have to know that in the testis, the germ cells are called spermatogonia, and they are very special. So we call them spermatogonia AD. D according to their nucleus, which is dark. These cells have two characteristics. The first characteristic is that these cells have the capacity to multiply. Why they multiply? They multiply to renew the the stock of spermatogonia in the testis. Since the spermatogenesis is a continuous phenomena, the spermatogonia must multiply to renew the stock after each cycle. Okay, so this is the first characteristic, and the second characteristic is that spermatogonia AD are inactive. So this is the inactive form of spermatogonia, and to start the spermatogenesis, these cells must be activated. So they are activated to another cells called spermatogonia A, P, and P according to their nucleus, which is pale, and then the spermatogonia AP transform to the active form, which is spermatogonia B. Okay, so this is the active form that we need to start our spermatogenesis. Okay, so after this activation, we move to the second step, which is mitosis of spermatogonia B. Okay, spermatogonia B are diploid cells, are the diploid germ cells, and they choose firstly mitosis to divide. Okay, so as you know, mitosis is an equation division, so the number of the chromosomes of the new cells don't change. Okay, so spermatogonia, each spermatogonium divide to two cells called spermatocyte 1, and logically they are diploid because we use mitosis. Okay, so after that, these cells, which are, you have to know, excuse me, that each spermatogonia produce two spermatocyte 1. Okay, and after that, these cells, which are spermatocyte 1, begin the first phase of meiosis. They choose meiosis in order to reduce the number of the chromosomes and to transform diploid cells in haploid cells. So the first phase of meiosis, it is a reduction phase. Okay, and each spermatocyte give a new cell called spermatocyte 2, and they are haploid. Okay, they are haploid because we use reduction phase. And you have to know that each spermatocyte 1 produce 2 spermatocyte 2. Okay, after that, the spermatocyte 2 that we obtain continue the second phase of meiosis, which is the equation phase. Okay, so these cells form another type of cells called spermatids. Okay, and they are applied the number of the chromosomes that change. Why? Because we are in equation phase, and here also each spermatocyte 2 give 2 spermatids. Okay, so we arrive to the final phase of meiosis, and we obtain haploid cell from diploid cell. So the objective of spermatogenesis is done, and we transform diploid cells into haploid cells. But the problem is the form of these cells. The spermatids are rounded cells, while the spermatozoa have an elongated form. That's why these cells they don't divide again, but they will undergo an important morphological transformation, and you have to keep in mind that it is morphological transformation. Okay, it's not a division, and they form finally spermatozoa. So this process is very important, and it's called spermiogenesis. Okay, so it is a morphological transformation of spermatids to form a spermatozoa with elongated form. Okay, so in man, all this process, I mean from spermatogonia B to spermatozoa, it lasts 72 days. From these days, 23 days are only for spermiogenesis. That's why I said that it is an important process. Okay, so here in this picture we can summarize all the steps of spermatogenesis. So let's start by the location. So as you see, this is seminiferous tuber, and we are in the wall of the seminiferous tuber. Okay, so there we can find all the generation of sex cells from spermatogonia enter spermatozoa. Okay, so let's start by the first one, which is spermatogonium A, which have this capacity to multiply and have this capacity to be activated in the B form, which is the active form. So the spermatogonium B divide by mitosis to obtain spermatocyte 1, primary spermatocyte, and then the spermatocyte 1 divide using meiosis. Firstly, the first phase of meiosis to obtain spermatocyte 2, and then the second phase of meiosis to obtain spermatids. Okay, and then the spermatids will undergo to this important morphological transformation, which is called spermiogenesis, to obtain finally spermatozoa, and spermatozoa will go in the lumen of the seminiferous tubers. Okay, so I hope that you understood me. Okay, so here I have an important notice to give to you. So you have to know that in men, after their formation, the spermatozoa didn't stay in the seminiferous tubers. Okay, so they must go out of the body. That's why they will go through several structures in order to exit out of the body. Okay, so firstly they go through the straight tubers, and then they go through the red testes, After that, efferent doctors, epididymis, and finally the vas deferens. Okay, finally the vas deferens. So they go out of the body. Okay, so thank you for your attention. I hope that you understood me. Don't forget to contact me on Telegram and on Facebook. And if you like this video, don't forget to like, to share, and to subscribe.